I'll only watch it if Kylie Minogue is in it.
I learned to read in a ditch. Everyone should have sausage fingers.
You strange, strange boy.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds.
Good afternoon, Manchester Anime Con.
Hello, hello. Hello, we are the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. My name is Mike Bell, and joining me for this episode live from the Manchester Anime and Gaming Con is...
Well, the guy who's hoping I'm going to hear some noise from the audience. That's what I want to hear.
Right, we've got people in the room, so it was worth coming. Yes, for those of us who've never seen us before, we are the Northwest, basically nerdiest podcast around. We record our show monthly in Warrington at Geek Retreat. You can always come and see us there. More than welcome. But what we do is we just kind of talk about nerdy, geeky stuff, and that's what we're going to do for you today. So let's get to it then, really. You have more of a focus on Doctor Who, whereas I'm more
I noticed that one of the staff members today had their TARDIS cap on, which
yes.
I was definitely very, very happy to see there. The big basically when we do the main show, we split into news sections and talking about TV, movies, people,
weird news from around the world.
And we also have our Any Other Business, where we do the slightly weird stories.
Yeah.
But we also do a Doctor Who section, because that's what I came on to do. I'm the resident third nerd, and Doctor Who is kind of my main thing.
Yeah,
and
there are normally three of us, but our other co-host, Amara, she couldn't make it today, because unfortunately work decided to schedule her in.
Yeah. Real life just getting in the way of the good stuff, unfortunately. But there you go. But yeah, so Doctor Who has been back on the air for 18 years now, and I'm looking at the audience and thinking, oh my God.
A lot of you weren't even around.
Some of you weren't even born when Christopher Eccleston was the Doctor. So imagine how old that makes me feel.
Your pension is what makes you feel old, Paul.
But we're currently waiting on the 60th anniversary specials with Mr. 10-inch himself coming back.
PG show, Paul. PG show.
I didn't say anything wrong, right? Anyway, and then in the new year, Christmas and the new year, we will have the new Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa. And the big news that came out just this last couple of weeks is that Jinx Monsoon.
That means nothing to me.
Okay,
just like Vienna.
So you don't really know much about RuPaul's Drag Race or the.
Can honestly say I've never seen an episode in my life. Now that may be controversial in these parts. I don't know. It's not my bag.
It's not entirely mine either, but the rest of my family are really into RuPaul's Drag Race. My daughter Simone hangs around with all the drag artists in Liverpool. She knows the Vivian and who was winner of one of the recent series of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. So Jinx Monsoon is a two-time RuPaul's Drag Race winner in the US, and they are also they are also just coming off a sellout Broadway 8-week residency in Chicago, the musical Chicago. They are a proper actor and performer and that as well.
Awesome, I guess.
Although you may not be aware of them, this is a big deal casting.
I'm sure it is.
Just like Neil Patrick Harris coming on the show is a big deal casting.
Yeah,
it's
true.
just you've heard of Neil Patrick Harris.
Of course, yeah, I've heard of Neil Patrick Harris, yeah.
And the casting of Jinx Monsoon in Doctor Who has a lot of people going, ooh, who might they be playing? Ooh, could the Rani be coming back? Could this Time Lord be coming back? Could that Time Lord be coming back? And it's like if a Time Lord has already been created, they're coming back, according to rumor. I'll believe that
believe everything
when the proverbial occurs. But yeah, it's always a kind of exciting time when you're waiting for the new series.
Well, in the meantime, we've got many other, different TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah,
to fill our times with. I mean, obviously, we've just finished The Last of Us on Sky. That was a good show based on the video game.
Yeah, I've still only watched episode 1.
Has anyone? I presume most of this audience have seen The Last of Us. Yeah. Have you played the game of The Last of Us? Yeah. Good. Thank you. At least someone has. I
really enjoyed episode 1. It's just that I have so much that I watch already. It's like it was just one extra thing, and it was also one that we'd kind of planned as a family to watch together. And
see, my only gripe with the TV series is anyone who's played the games knows that you spend out like 40, 50 hours, however long you want to play. Make sure that you're getting all the side bits and collectibles and blah blah blah. You spend a good, at least 30, 40 hours with Joel and with Ellie, and you're playing as them the entire time. You get attached to these characters, whereas the TV series, they had 10 episodes, and half the time, the episodes weren't even focused on them. It was focused on side characters.
Because it's telly, not a game.
No, I get that. But, I think within those 10 episodes, they did a good job in getting Joel and Ellie's characters across, getting you attached to those characters. But I just think how much better it could have been if they've had more time. Maybe, or is that just me? I don't know. But
yes, it is just
it's
you.
not just me.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes, it is.
Well,
it really is.
All right, okay. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Speaking of video games that have been turned into things, has anyone seen the news recently that apparently Street Fighter is coming back? They're making a new Street Fighter movie as if the other ones weren't bad enough.
I'll only watch it if Kylie Minogue is in it again.
You only watch most things because Kylie Minogue's in it, Paul.
I should be so lucky.
Hey, there it is. No, but obviously we had the Street Fighter movie in what was it, 1992? I believe it was.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
was it 92? Yes, yeah. Yes. Do you know? Yes, it was. No.
Yeah.
No, it was 1993, 92 in America, 93 in the UK. Because, and I know this because it was the first movie, 12-rated movie that I snuck into underage, because I was 11 when it came out. I was 11 when it came out, born in 84, and the guy at the cinema even asked me, "What's your date of birth?" And I had to do that thing where you remember the age that you're trying to pretend to be. But the funny thing is, I'd already seen it on a pirate VHS as well, so why I was so bothered about going to see it on the pictures, I don't know. Because I'm old enough to remember pirate VHS when the man used to come around every week. He'd just open his car boot outside.
Mike, we're old enough to remember VHS full stop.
That's very true. We're old enough to remember DVD.
a lot of these don't even know what VHS was.
What does
let alone Betamax.
What does VHS even stand for?
Video Home System, I want to say.
Maybe. I'm sorry, I'm asking you.
Rings a bell.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's say that it was. But yeah, the man used to come around every week with his boot full of VHS tapes and Super Nintendo games. That was another one as well. Yes, I had a I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I think enough time has elapsed now. But I had a game copier for me Super Nintendo. We used to put floppy disks in the side and put the game in the top and copy it onto floppy disks.
Because I'm sort of a generation or two before you. I had a similar thing for my Commodore 64. So I basically had...
Commodore 64 was easy. It was just audio cassette tapes.
Well,
you could do that in your hi-fi system.
It didn't quite work right that way. So what I had was this thing you plugged into the back where the tape deck went, and it was basically a double thing. So you then got another tape deck.
Yes, kids, games came on tapes a long time ago.
Do they know what tapes are?
I don't know. Can you download a tape anymore?
But I also got a thing that...
How many tapes can you get on your Xbox hard drive?
When I eventually upgraded to a disk drive for the Commodore 64, the 1571.
Game systems don't even have disk drives anymore.
It was bigger than a house brick, this thing was. You could beat people to death with this disk drive, seriously. And it had I had a cartridge that had the facility, so you would upload the game onto the Commodore 64, hit the button on the cartridge, which would freeze the game, and then you would save the freeze.
States?
You
invented save states?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh my God.
So you would save the game frozen like that onto a disc. And it saved a bit of time because...
You mean you still didn't have to sit through half an hour of flashing lights?
Yeah. You didn't have to sit through half an hour. You maybe had to sit through 2 minutes.
You know when you buy a game these days and you put your disc in or whatever and you have to download a patch and you think, oh God, can't play the game for 20 minutes. That's what it was like every game in the old days.
It's just that we had a light and sound show as well.
That's my favorite noise in the world, though. The old like 64K dial-up modem thing. Because it reminds me of being a kid playing those games. That's it. It's like we were over in the main convention area earlier. We went up to the video game bit, and they had like a Commodore 64 Mini plugged in there. And I'm thinking they can literally just click a name and the game, it's on straight away. They don't have to sit there. Like,
you don't know the pain of playing games on 8-bit machines in the 1980s.
Yeah, don't use the phone. That's it. Yes. Oh.
Now that was the late 1990s.
Oh yes.
Yeah. 56K modem dial-up.
Yeah. When you've got a sister who's 2 years older than you, you ain't using the internet that night. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Oh yeah. No, I remember trying to play Worms over a modem many years ago. Oh jeez.
But it was interesting going and seeing the retro gaming section because it's the only place I know in the world where you can see Batman, you're basically rage quitting because he's losing at Mario Kart. Seriously, so.
I'm not going to play this game. I am Batman. I am the Knight. I am vengeance. I am not crap at Mario Kart. Ah! I am Princess Peach.
Has anyone seen that Mario movie yet, by the way? You seen it yet? Is it any good? No.
Amara liked
it's not
it,
good.
apparently.
It's not good. What was that? You've not even seen it? You can't comment then? You've seen it. It is good. Okay. So we've got one person who's seen it who says good, and one person who's lying and says it's bad. Well, I haven't seen the movie yet, I will admit. But a friend of ours, our co-host Amara, who's not here today, put into our group chat and went, "I've seen the Super Mario film."
24 hours later,
it was fun.
because neither of us responded.
Neither of us replied because I thought, okay, I'll speak to you about it at the weekend, thinking she was going to be here. So we didn't reply. So 24 hours later, we literally got this message. It was fun. Great. That was
an in-depth review from Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Barry Norman's job. Oh my God, Barry Norman. What am I referencing here?
Film 77.
Jesus Christ. Does anyone even remember Barry Norman?
I remember Barry Norman.
I know you remember Barry Norman. You remember Adam and Eve. With the game of it, as mentioned there, obviously there's a Batman cosplayer, there's a few other cosplayers. I love coming to events like this because you get to see so many cosplayers wearing stuff that you haven't got a clue what it's about. That's the good thing about anime. There's so much of it that someone could dress as a character and I'll be like, you just got pink hair and a skirt on. You must be from insert name here. And I don't know. You'd be surprised how many anime characters there are who just wear a shirt and a tie and have different coloured hair, but they're in like every anime that's ever been made. So literally today, I've seen that many people with tails, and I'm thinking, is there a Sonic 2 convention in town as well that no one told me about? You know, it is weird, and like, there's the odd one that turns up and is like, I know what you are. Like I saw some dude dressed as One Punch Man earlier. You're clearly Ruben? Yeah, Robin, obviously. Yeah, no, I saw you earlier. So I was like, oh, yeah, dressed as Robin. So, yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of Red Hoods as well.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of Red Hoods. Jamie's dressed as the Riddler and gave me a riddle earlier.
Which you didn't get, but I did.
It did stump me, I'll be honest with you. But, I enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, which of us is the clever one?
I don't know. I never went to university. I learned to read in a ditch. It was a riddle about shit. It is. It was. Okay, it was a rooster lays an egg on a roof. Which way does the egg roll, east or west? Nowhere. Why? Roosters don't lay eggs, that's right. I stood there for a good minute trying to work that one out. Because you don't expect someone to come up to you while you're in the middle of looking at Pokemon plushies and say, work this thing out about chickens. unless you live on a chicken farm, then obviously that might happen. But still, that's fine. Don't worry about it, mate.
But yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball, easy to spot the character. Easy to spot the characters.
Yeah,
they
they've got the big yellow hair.
Yeah,
and generally they're going, ah!
Tend to be wearing a lot of orange.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. To be fair, I love anime. I love shows like this, but it's one fandom too many for me. Or at least certainly was back when you had to pay through the nose for, manga videos or DVDs. It's a lot easier to get hold of and see anime these days because of streaming services.
Back when I was a lad, there were only like 3 VHS. Again, back on the VHS, there was only like 3 anime movies that were out. You had Akira, you had Ghost in the Shell, and if you were lucky, Fist of the North Star. That was it. That was all the anime that existed when I was a lad.
Urotsuki Doji.
Well, yes. But we're not talking about that today.
But you don't want to necessarily admit to that.
I do have it on DVD, I'm not going to lie. I do. But yeah, and occasionally like something would come on the telly that was anime-esque. And you're like, oh, this looks a bit familiar. Like Mysterious Cities of Gold, for example. Well, yeah, it's not anime, but it's anime-esque.
It was sort of Japanese, French Canadian co-production.
Or you get Battle of the Planets with Turner.
Well, that itself was anime. It's just that it had been re-edited by the Americans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we talked about this at the Liverpool Anime Con.
I know, but most of these people wouldn't have been here, so
yeah.
shut up.
Okay. Recycling. Always recycle, folks.
But I remember getting me VHS of Akira and loving it, but being very, very confused why Kaneda had the same voice as Leonardo off the Ninja Turtles. Because I didn't understand the concept of voice actors doing multiple things at that time. So I'm like, I don't understand. Now I know Cam Clark obviously played both roles.
So you were confused by Garfield
but
being
that's
Peter
the weird
Venkman.
thing. That's the weird thing. I understood that Lorenzo Music, who played Peter Venkman on the Ghostbusters cartoon, was also the same voice as Garfield on the Garfield cartoon. That I got. But seeing Kaneda and Leonardo having the same voice really, really confused me. And I don't know why.
You strange, strange boy.
Well, that's been said many, many times, Paul, but, generally by my missus.
Yeah, Danny.
But, it was, I mean, I love Akira. Doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't care. It's still a great movie. You've got that weird bit where the teddy bears come to life and start oozing milk. Whatever.
It has to be said, one of the good things to come out of COVID was that period when the cinemas just opened up again and they had nothing to show but old stuff. So me and our Joshua got to see Akira on the big screen.
Do you know what's on tonight at the cinema by my house?
Oh, at the Showcase Deluxe?
Yes, Evil Dead 1. It's on the cinema by my house tonight.
So I assume they're doing that to tie in with Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Horror is very much your thing. Are you looking forward to Evil Dead Rise?
Yes, absolutely. Evil Dead Rise. I love the Evil Dead movies. They're my favorite movies. Evil Dead 2 is my jam all day. Evil Dead Rise, aside from the poster, I do not know a lick about this film. I've deliberately avoided all trailers and teasers and everything, all articles. I have not read a single thing about this movie. The only thing I know is that they're being directed by Lee Cronin, who made that film about the hole in the ground called Hole in the Ground. Does what it says on the tin.
Quite right.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But Evil Dead 1 is on the cinema tonight, and I really want to go. Hint, hint. Danielle, can we go, please? I'd like to go. I probably won't get to go, but yeah. So I do like me horror, and if there were more horror themed stuff at this convention, I'd say let's go nuts, let's talk about that all day. But there really isn't. So
it just came up.
There is one thing that I did see today though while we were walking around. Mentioned about cosplay before. One of the first things that I saw when I came in was someone dressed as Rei Ayanami from Evangelion.
Oh,
and
yes.
Evangelion is one of my favorite animes of all time.
I still haven't got a clue what I watched.
That seems to be a recurring
Joshua
theme
and
with
I
anime.
watched all 26 episodes. I have not got a clue.
Did you watch the movies?
I have watched Evangelion 1.11.
No, not that movie.
Oh, those movies.
No,
yeah,
Death and Rebirth and End of
movie.
Evangelion.
Yeah, I've watched those. I'm now going to watch the remakes that are on Amazon.
Yeah,
So.
they're good, but the series is where it's at, yeah. I actually did see someone today dressed as, oh, God, what's her name, who Shinji lives with? Blah, 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 blah. I forget her name now off the top of my head. But yeah, I saw someone dressed there. But Ava, Ava was like a really big thing for me back in the, I want to say like 2000-ish, when they showed it on the Sci-Fi Channel. I don't know if anyone is, again, old enough to remember this.
This was back when it was...
Back when it was called the Sci-Fi Channel.
It was the Skiffy Channel.
Now it's just literally like episodes of Star Trek,
it's not
Deep
even
Space
that.
Nine.
The Sci-Fi Channel just doesn't exist over here anymore.
True, yeah. Well, anyway, Sci-Fi Channel back in the day used to have a block on Saturday and Sunday mornings called Psycho Exciting. It was all about Japanese stuff, and they do not sketches, but like segments about Pocky, for example, just or like mochi and all kinds of just Japanese stuff. If it was Japanese, they would talk about it, and they played episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion and Martian's successor Nadeshiko. And I watched every single episode of that because of those. And then in the evenings, on like a Thursday evening, they would play just random anime movies. So that's where I got to see Princess Mononoke for the first time. It's where I got to see Perfect Blue. Love Perfect Blue. Yeah, God. If anyone told my anime movies, that's the one. It's fantastic. Because a lot of anime is like the heightened reality. You've got a lot of the Dragon Ball-y type stuff. You've got a lot of the weird magical stuff. But Perfect Blue is a movie about a Japanese pop star who gets stalked and doesn't know if she's gone out of her mind or not. It's great.
Yeah, what I find is because there is so much material you can potentially watch these days, I have to kind of force myself into choosing a theme and sticking to that theme so I don't have quite as much to pick from. So last year, I set myself the task of watching all the Disney animateds, and when I finished that, I did Pixar. And when I finished that, I finished watching all the Studio Ghibli movies.
When you finished watching all your Pixars, was the last one that you watched Buzz Lightyear, and was you very, very disappointed?
It was.
Because aside from the cat, that movie is a big pile of pants. It's not a good movie.
It passed 90 minutes pleasantly enough. It was not
Think
terrible.
of other things that passed 90 minutes pleasantly enough, Paul, and believe it or not, Buzz Lightyear is not one of them.
But no, what I was going to say is one of the best Studio Ghibli movies, in my humble opinion, was The Wind Rises. It's the biopic about the man who designed the Zero fighter plane.
Right.
It's completely atypical for what you would normally think of
because
as
you think
anime.
of like a Totoro, for example, which by the way, at one of the stores today, I did buy myself a Totoro Lego set. I'm not gonna lie, I love me Lego, I love me Totoro, so that's going in my office once it's built.
Yeah, my neighbour Totoro was
I genuinely thought you were going to talk about your neighbour then for a minute. You know my neighbour Totoro? Well, he introduced me to Power Rangers of all things, which is very strange.
Ghibli do like their stories about neighbours. My neighbours, the Yamatas. But
are they the ones who are reviving the Australian TV series?
Yeah, sorry, I had to think where you were going there for a second. But yes, I
would like to see anime Harold Bishop.
Yeah.
that would.
But no,
they're really doing the show for a specific age bracket.
Yeah, but going through just the output.
Remember the 90s? Come on in.
Yeah, just going through the output of one anime producing studio.
Yeah.
The different genres they've done are so completely...
Well, it's like there's a shop in Liverpool that we go to, Worlds Apart, which is like the big comic book shop and what have you. It's part of Forbidden Planet International. And downstairs in the basement there, that's where all their anime stuff is and all their manga and everything like that. And I look at the titles on the shelves of some of those mangas and I just think, what on earth are these people smoking? What was it like My Lifetime as a Pooh? Is one of them, or something like that. What's that weird one, living in the toilet or something that your nephew likes? It's School Year at the Toilet or something. It's weird names that these. I just don't get me head around some of them. Why I think, do you know what? School Year in the Toilet. I'll read that. What part of that sentence makes it sound appealing
It's,
at all? 28 volumes all on the shelf.
It's a very strange cult. Well, it's strange to us.
The day I woke up as an armadillo.
Japan is just a very, very different culture.
Yes, it is.
But I would absolutely go there in a heartbeat if somebody bought me a ticket.
The only reason you want to go there is because of all those vending machines with weird things inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would love that.
There are those vending machines where you can get sweets, or you can get little Pokemon toys, or you can get knickers.
I thought that was more your kind of thing. But,
No. I'm looking at you. You're the one who's going to the weird vending machines. But yeah, Paul, it's a PG show. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I know.
But yes,
No, but I'd love to go and see Toei Studios with their life-size Godzilla, or at least half-size Godzilla.
we were watching something the other day that was co-funded by Toho, and I was just like, what? It was Monster Hunter, the movie, the Mila Jovovich movie that's based on the game.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the credits, and it's given other companies Toho, and I'm thinking, yes, get in. We're gonna have some great monster. I fell asleep. It's boring. It's a bunch of military people go into the desert, then they all die, and then it's just Mila Jovovich walking around in the desert for an hour and a half. It's so boring. Don't waste your time, seriously. And it's literally, can you guess who it's directed by? That's right, Paul W.S. Anderson, her husband, the guy who ruins all the video game movies, more so than Uwe Boll these days. Because when was the last time there was a good Resident Evil movie? That's right, never! So
Yeah, but at least the last couple of attempts at Resident Evil were nothing to do with him.
did you see the Netflix TV series?
I have not watched
that
it.
May as well be called anything but Resident Evil, because it is not Resident Evil. The dogs are in it, and that's about it.
So there are no zombies.
Oh, they're barely. It's. Oh, I could sit here and smash my head into this floor, and I'll get more enjoyment out of that than I did that TV series.
Go on then.
Not right now. I've still got another 15 minutes of show to do. No, but it's. Has anyone seen that Resident Evil TV series on Netflix? Yeah. Anyone enjoy it? No, didn't think so.
You know what's coming up this week? Because sorry, just thinking about going to Japan. The other thing that
I'm just sitting here thinking about going to Japan.
sorry, but
Paul's on a plane, I'm ranting about Resident Evil, and he's just like, yes, I will have a packet of peanuts, please.
The one Japanese thing that went through a period of like 3 or 4 years really enjoying, again, this was me and Joshua, was Super Sentai.
Ah.
So my son had obviously got into Power Rangers, and one day he just did this deep dive on YouTube and found the original Super Sentais, and he started. He was only like 10 or 11 at the time, so he was performing the henshin dances for, I can't remember which one it was now.
See, when I do deep dives on YouTube, I just find edits of steamed hams where Skinner's talking backwards and Superintendent Chalmers is a clam or something, you know.
Yeah. But what we did is we started watching subtitled episodes of Super Sentai rather than just watching Power Rangers, and that which brings us up to the Power Rangers anniversary special drops this week, doesn't it?
I forget what it's called now. It's not like once in future or always a ranger.
Always a ranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a ranger. Sounds like some kind of, like Mr. T put out a song in the 80s. Like, always a ranger. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
A pitted fool.
Yeah, well, I didn't go full on impression, Paul. Don't go too far. I mean, it's actually saying about always be a ranger and songs in the 80s and stuff. The very first, going back to cassette tapes again, the very first single that I ever bought as a young lad were the Power Rangers theme tune on cassette tape.
Oh, so it was both of our fault that it got to number one.
With a B-side of Go Green Ranger Go.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought the CD single.
I will admit that's the. Come on, Paul, I was a child at the time. You've got no excuse. Teenage Ninja Turtles soundtrack.
Oh,
I'll give you that one.
That is an awesome soundtrack.
Hang on, which one are we talking about here? Shell shock.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That is quite good, actually.
Well, it's no go ninja go, is it?
No,
Ninja rap. That is something that happened once upon a time. Vanilla Ice was in that Ninja Turtles
All right,
movie.
stop.
No, I love Ninja Turtles too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not an apologist for it at all. I love that movie.
To be fair, I still need to actually watch the
David Warner was
original
supposed
Ninja
to be a
Turtle
Neutron.
movies.
David
Really?
Warner was supposed to be a Neutron.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And instead,
The
he's
late
just
great.
an old doddery scientist who's just along for the ride.
We touched on it, I think, last episode.
Microphone in front of the mouth, Paul.
Yeah, no, they can hear me. The trailer for the new Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yes,
movie.
the new Ninja Turtles movie. Yes, that's coming out soon, isn't it? Yeah. Produced by Seth Rogen, I believe, who's the voice of Bebop in the movie with John Cena as Rocksteady.
And who's made many, many films that you're too young to have supposed to have been able to see.
Yeah. And we were talking about those films earlier. And they've got Jackie Chan as Master Splinter.
That is so cool.
What a casting
That is
choice.
just so
Like,
cool.
who can we get to be the ultimate martial arts expert who's going to teach these Ninja Turtles? Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan. There was only one choice. Let's face it. It's or Jean-Claude Van Damme. But that would have been a different movie.
If that casting gets a whole new generation to go back and watch, like, Police Story.
I thought you were going to say Police Academy then.
No, Police Story.
It should make a whole new generation go back and watch Police Academy.
Everyone
should watch Police Academy.
Or Drunken Master. The early proper young Jackie Chan movies where he's basically doing stuff and
Not like
completely
Rush Hour or the
screwing-
Tuxedo.
And completely mashing his body up. It's
Kung
gotta be
Fu
done.
movies though, and that has anyone seen Everywhere, Everything, All at Once or whatever it's called? All the words. What a movie that is!
So happy that got
my
all
God.
the Oscars.
Everyone should have sausage fingers, as far as I'm
yes.
concerned.
I really.
And out of context, if you haven't seen that film, well, you're in for a treat, let me tell you. And if anyone misses the little lad from Indiana Jones, well, he's back. And he kicks so much
Kwan
behind.
is awesome.
Yes.
What
What a movie.
But,
did you swill the stage?
Sorry?
Did you just swill the stage?
No?
Oh, okay. I thought you did.
No, I genuinely, knowing what the Academy can be like, I genuinely didn't
Yeah.
think they were going to do as well as
No,
they
not
did.
at all.
And they kicked some proverbial ass. They really did.
Now, I didn't expect Jamie Lee Curtis to come away with an Oscar. I'm glad she did, because she's a great actress. She's been doing phenomenal work for 50 years, and it's about damn time she got some recognition.
Yeah.
Even if it is for a movie where she plays someone with many marital aids on her desk. It's a PG show, Paul. It's a PG show.
Sorry, I thought it was my turn to point that out.
There's a fight sequence if ever I've seen one, I tell you. Yeah, no, good film. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
amazing.
And it's got James Hong in it as well.
Yeah,
Who's like,
who's basically the Oriental actor who has been in everything.
he's that guy from that thing of everything, from like
Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China. You know.
Yeah, I've got to say it again. I really don't rate that film as highly as everybody else does.
I have a hard time. It's a good movie, but it's also one of those movies like the first Indiana Jones movie. Indiana Jones does not have any bearing on the plot of that movie whatsoever. He's there. He has no input. It doesn't matter. The events would have occurred whether he was there or not. Big Trouble in Little China. Jack Burton is basically the same. Everything was going to happen. Do anything. I mean, yes, he does technically save the day, but otherwise,
Yeah,
he was always going to
Jack
happen.
Burton is rubbish.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But he's Kurt Russell, so you can't really say no to that. And let's face it, Kurt Russell is the man.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, The Thing is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Yes, some love for The Thing. Oh yes.
Up until this Christmas just gone, he was my favourite Santa Claus.
Who's your favorite Santa Claus now?
Thingy from.
Thingy. Thingy is the best Santa Claus.
From Stranger Things.
What? Oh, David Harbour.
David Harbour is now my
He has a
favourite
name,
Santa
Paul.
Claus.
Yeah, Violent Night was okay. I will give you that. It was basically Home Alone meets Die Hard. Yeah. And it's got Luigi's from the old Super Mario movie.
John Leguizamo.
That guy over there probably thinks it's good. So it's not bad, to be fair. It does have its redeeming quality. It's not by any means a great movie, but it's decent. What was that? Trust the fungus. That's right. Yes. Who doesn't want 2 seconds of Bishop from Aliens? You know whatever his name is.
Lance Henriksen.
That's him. Yeah.
See,
literally in it for 2 seconds. And the funny thing is, when he turns back into a human, you can see that he's clearly got a handful of confetti, and he goes, "Pooh!" like that, and shoots it everywhere. You see it fall off his hands as well. It's fantastic. It's a good movie. Yeah, I like it. What there was something that we wanted to do, and I can't remember what it was.
Weren't we going to talk about some gaming stuff as well?
Oh yeah, so get some game stuff. So game and stuff. I've recently been playing the Marvel's Avengers game for the PlayStation 4. Did anyone play that game? No, that'll be why they stopped supporting it then. I got a message the other day saying, by the way, all the content's coming free on the 1st of April.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you pay for any of the additional content?
Did I? Heck.
Oh, that's all right then. Because I'd imagine you'd be a bit annoyed to get an email basically saying, yeah, it's all going to be free.
Oh, yeah.
But I paid for it!
I was playing through the normal story mode because I've had it since it came out and I've not played it at all, I'll be honest with you, until recently. And first thing that happened when I loaded it up, it was just like, by the way, everything's going to be free in a bit. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll get all the DLC and that'd be nice. So I played through the main story mode with the standard costumes and that. And then when I've done all the DLC, that's when I've managed to get like the better costumes. Because let's face it, some of those costumes that were made by the game developers, a bit cack. They're not very good. So if I can port Captain America into his Captain America the First Avenger costume, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely. No,
there is a great Spider-Man costume where he's got this big, massive red trench coat on. It's cool.
I've played a little bit of it because Joshua's got it.
It gets repetitive
on his Xbox, but yeah. Again, it's one of those things about finding the time, and I've not played a game on my PlayStation for at least a month, if not more. And I think I'm working through because I talked about this some episodes back. I did finally invest in the definitive edition of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy.
Oh, no.
So much better than trying to play those old PS2 ports that they did. It really is.
I'll tell you one game I have been playing recently, because I got them for Christmas. I got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Everyone play Pokemon here? I presume, yeah, some big love there. What do you think for Scarlet and Violet? Is it a decent game? It's all right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It sounds like something Alan Bennett would come up with.
well,
it's like Scarlet and Violet.
On the Switch
had to catch them all.
Yeah, there were 150, and they woke up in a blink of an eye. There were 1,000. I was like, Margaret, what am I going to do? I don't have enough Pokeballs. I don't have enough storage. So and how on earth am I ever going to evolve this one at night? I've got to sleep. So you know, I mean, I've got both games, but I only have one Switch, so it makes it very difficult to be able to trade with myself. So I need Pokemon Home to get compatible very, very quickly. So, but I'm still knackered then because I still can't do the dolphin one, who you can only evolve when you've got a mate with you. So that's going to be annoying.
Yes, because you have no mates.
No mates with a Switch.
Oh, okay.
Got plenty of mates. I'm not like you. So that's what I've been playing anyway.
Yeah, like I say, it's GTA Definitive Trilogy. I've been playing. I finished GTA 3 more or less. I'm basically stuck in the same place I was when I had it on the PS2, which is the final mission.
Of which games?
GTA 3.
Oh,
yeah.
GTA 3?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know.
I thought you were talking about the final mission of like San Andreas, the train mission, which is like...
I did complete San Andreas back in the day.
Yeah.
But I'm playing Vice City at the moment.
Ah, Vice City.
I do really... Vice City was my first GTA game. I
remember
played that
my
before I
mates
played the
copied...
others.
I think I can say that now without legal repercussions. May give me a copied version of the soundtrack of every single CD, all the radio stations, and oh my God, it's great.
The music was definitely something that was really good. You always find yourself turning to certain stations for certain playlists.
Yeah. Too right. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about GTA 5, for example. I don't listen to the gangster rap radio stations because that's just not my bag. I like to listen to like the easily listening stations because I'm nearly 40. So you know what I mean. I like to listen to songs with words in. You know, none of this bumpty nonsense. You know, my dad used to say stuff like that. What are you listening to all that? What are you listening to all that nonsense for? I'm like, Dad, you've literally got a copy of the Ying Tong song.
It'll I Po.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So he can't really speak.
Well, you can.
I am the walrus, goo goo goo. You know, it's a different time. It is a different time.
Yes, well, you know, back in the days when we used to have lyrics like no, there's no limit.
Exactly. Yes, no limit. We'll reach for the sky. So one of the things that we do like to do when we do our show over in Warrington is we like to have a little Q&A section, which we call Beyond the 50-Foot Nerds. So has anyone got any nerdy, geeky questions that have been up inside and they want to know if we've either got an answer for it or just our opinion? Any questions? What's what? Return of the Living Dead. Oh, yeah, an absolute great movie. Oh, yes, absolutely. With trash and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a great film. I'm okay with like parts 2 and 3. The 3 less so, but part 1 is great. I think Tarman is probably one of the best movie zombies that has ever been created. And he is officially the first zombie in history to say the word brains. Because before this, they were always just zombies that are all ghouls, if you want to get all Romero about it, who just crave flesh of the living. Whereas Tarman is the one who goes, brains. And then there's more ones that go, more brains. Yeah. And my personal favorite zombie from that movie is the dead guy who goes into the ambulance and goes, send more paramedics. And that's literally, you can put a full sentence together. He's great. I love him. But yeah, so that's a good film. It's not a zombie film, but if you ever get a chance, watch Demons, the Italian zombie film. That is a great movie. Yeah, it's a great film. Okay, what have you seen Return of the Living Dead, Paul?
I haven't actually seen Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, it's great.
I've watched the Romero zombie movies, obviously. So
do you know what's really weird about it?
What?
And I'm not really sure if I can actually say this now that I've started. But
say it really
quietly. But there's an 80s scream queen called Linnea Quigley, and she's in the movie.
Okay.
And basically, she's got no clothes on for most of that movie. But the weird part is she has no area.
because she's a Barbie doll.
Yes.
That's relevant. That's relevant, isn't it?
Because of censorship, they couldn't have anything there, so she doesn't have an area. Very odd.
That's bizarre.
Yes, it is.
That is. If I'd had a bingo card for things I will learn today, that would not have been on it.
Well, there we go. You've learned something new with the 50-Foot Nerds. Okay, any other questions? What? Fred from Scooby-Doo is Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not. Freddie Prinze Jr. is the one that was Fred in Scooby-Doo. This is
Ryan Gosling, isn't it?
Ryan Gosling, yes. So if we want to be pedantic about this, the kid from It Came From Beneath the Sink, the Goosebumps episode, is Ken. Yes, the one with the killer sponge. Yes.
Sponge.
I read sponge.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, talking about sponges, that doesn't mean anything. We'll wrap things up then, I guess. And just to let you know, once again, we have been the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. If you like what we do, then you can find us all over the internet. We've got our website, 50footnerds.co.uk. It's FIFTYFOOTNERDS. We've got a Facebook, we've got a Twitter. But we do our live shows, as I say, Geek Retreats in Warrington Usually the last Sunday in the month. This month is last Saturday in the month because it is the 1-year anniversary of said Geek Retreat. We'll be doing a show in the afternoon. It's going to be a free show, so come on down. We'd love to see you. And there's going to be lots of stuff going on the day. If you come and see our shows, we have something called a Beyond card, which is basically our little loyalty card. And if you see 5 shows, then you get your 6th show for free. I've left some on our side of the stage there, so grab them if you want them. And what else have we got? We've got merchandise. Again, there's links on the website. We've got a Patreon, patreon.com, again, /50footnerds. You can sign up to that for as little as £1 a month. And we get all kinds of bonus content on there. You get episodes early, extended episodes.
And if you follow us online, obviously, there's other stuff.
We do all kinds.
You have a play on soon.
Yes. If you're in Liverpool and you're not busy the night of the Eurovision, come on down. I wrote a play. It's called Murder at Cadbury Manor. It's on the Hope Street Theatre. There's only, I believe, as of recording, 10 tickets left for the Saturday performance. The Thursday and the Friday have sold out. You've got a play on this week.
Yeah, I'm in a play. Next Tuesday to next Saturday, the Carlton Little Theatre in Birkenhead. We're doing a production
We've crossed into dangerous territories to do this show for you today, by the way, Manchester.
Hey, I live in Birkenhead. I'm allowed to say that.
I'm talking about being in Manchester.
We're doing a production of Terry Pratchett's Weird Sisters. So if there is anybody in the audience who likes a bit of Discworld, then this is definitely for you. Dress rehearsals tomorrow and Monday, and we're like there. We're just there.
Well, on that bombshell, now that we know Paul is just there, we're going to wrap things up. So again, thank you everyone for coming out to see us today. I know there's a lot of stuff going on at the convention, so we do value that you've come to see us here at the Bread Shed. That pretty much wraps things up. So until next time, we are the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. You've been fantastic. Geek out.
If you've enjoyed the nerdom in your ears, then why not follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds. You can follow Mike at Mike G. Bell, Amara at Voltsevexoth and at Amara Lunera, and Paul is on at Scouser. Our website is 50footnerds.co.uk. That's FIFTYFOOTNERDS.co.uk. You can find all of our YouTube content at video.50footnerds.co.uk or search youtube.com/50footnerds. All of our episodes are archived over at bit.ly/50footnerdsarchive. That's 50FTNERDS archive. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Email us at 50footnerds@gmail.com or join our Patreon at patreon.com/50footnerds. If you'd like to buy our merchandise, you can visit us over at tinyurl.com/50footstore. That's 50FT store. All of these links and more are available at our Linktree page. That's linktr.ee/50footnerds. FIFTYFOOTNERDS.